Right.
stuff.
So just letting it, come out freely.
Yeah, kind of like a word vomit.
So if you're an extrovert, you might think it's really easy to be on camera and make great videos, and that's probably true to some degree. I've got my friend Matthew Schueller here who's going to talk about that. I'm Eric. This is Pop Your Presence. We're showing you how to be great on camera and online. So Matthew, you're an extrovert, right?
Yes, I am.
Right. So, and you've shot a lot of video.
Yeah, I've been online since about 2007 on YouTube.
So now you're doing photography, right?
Yeah, I'm a travel photographer and portrait photographer.
Exactly. But you've been on the platform on YouTube for like 10?
Yeah, 10 years, 11 years. Oh my God, it's been 11 years. Yeah, whoa.
So
Dang.
You're an extrovert, obviously, but what are the challenges of being an extrovert online and trying to make good videos that communicate?
Oh man, when I first started, I had like the hardest time just even sitting in front of a camera and like talking normally, because I would immediately freeze up and I wouldn't remember what I was trying to say. My brain would get all like clammy. I think like being an extrovert is one thing, but it's hard to be on camera in general, and it's something that you have to practice and get used to. It's like working out a muscle.
So what did you do to get better on camera? Because you said you're freezing up, right?
Practiced a lot for one, but I think another part of it was just to get comfortable with yourself being on camera, which sounds really cliche. A lot of my friends used to tell me when I was going to school that I was like a completely different person on camera than I was in person, because I think I just would want to project or present when I'm on camera, because there are points that I wanted to make. I had things written down on a piece of paper, so having that like organizational process really helped me to compartmentalize and think about what I was going to say and what I was going to present.
So that's a good tip, is like basically having your bullets, all the stuff that you want to say kind of laid out ahead of time.
That organization and structure helped me to kind of internalize the information that I then wanted to put on camera. So it's like a conversation that I practice.
Yeah. You find being an extrovert, you have a lot of thoughts that are sort of going through your head that you want to get out like quickly.
I don't know if it's exactly related to being an extrovert, but just for me, I do have a lot of thoughts that come up, and there's things that I want to blurt out. So I think on camera, just in a candid sense, when I'm talking, I'm like, oh, I thought about this and I want to talk about this. And it's very instantaneous, and trying to remove that filter of not really caring about what you're saying or what people are going to talk about with what you're talking about. I don't know. It's that stuff.
So just letting it come out freely.
Yeah, kind of like a word vomit.
So is it challenging being so handsome on camera?
Oh God. No, it's not at all.
Give us your best blue steel look.
No. Okay.
So you've been doing this for a long time. You've been on camera for a long time. So you said just practice, but what are some other concrete things that you can think of that you've done that have made your videos better and made you communicate with your audience a little bit better? Like I can think of a couple of videos that you made a couple of years ago. You did one on like sexuality and like the genotype, or the biological basis for that. So I thought I got a lot of valuable information out of that. Tell me about like how you put that video together and you communicate it really well.
Yeah, I think there's two different types of videos that I make. One is videos that I script out and research, which would be the example you just listed. And the other kind of video is like a free form talk where I feel passionate about a topic and I just want to speak my mind and I don't really care what comes out. In both cases, I've done a little bit of pre-planning in my head of what I'm going to do and what I'm going to say. In the case of the research, I do a lot of research. I script things out. I know exactly what I'm going to talk about. And since I write it, and then right after I write it, I film it, like all the info's in my head and I can freely speak about it.
And so for the other type of video, which is a little more like you just got something you just want to say, how do you prepare for that kind of video?
That kind of video I think about for a little bit. Sometimes I might think about it for a couple days. Another time I might just talk about it with a friend and be like, oh my God, I have this thing I really want to complain about. And then I start complaining to them. And then they're like, well, you should just make a video about it. In a way, like when I'm talking to the camera, it's kind of like talking to a friend where I can just vent and talk about whatever comes on my mind and hopefully something good comes out.
Right. So that is a good time to make a video when you feel passionate about something, whatever the topic is. Like you say, just think about it for a couple of minutes and bang it out, right?
A couple minutes, couple hours, couple days, something like that.
What is your best advice to our audience about how to be confident on camera?
Be yourself. No. I mean, really, I think the best advice I can give is just to make yourself feel comfortable. A lot of the times when I'm starting to make a video, I'll get myself a cup of coffee. I'll drink the cup of coffee because it gives me caffeine and that gets me energized and then makes me want to talk a lot. Just kind of like creating a space for me where I feel comfortable, where I know I can completely detach from the rest of the world and just focus on what I'm saying.
So where can people find you? What are your socials? Tell us about how to find you online.
So my name is Matthew Schueller. I am a photographer and social media person on YouTube and on Instagram. You can find me at youtube.com/Matthew Schueller or Instagram.com/Matthew Schueller.
Awesome. Hey, thanks so much.
Thank you.
I've got clammy hands, so
I'm like
if you want to subscribe, just hit the button right over here. See you in the next video.